Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to bring you an informational video on about sanitizing and descaling your hot water heater. Now I'm going to turn this so you can see ours. We have an Atwood Dometic 6-gallon gas electric, very standard in the industry, and I haven't descaled it, and we've had the unit, or I've had the unit for several years. So it's time that we actually do this. Can't really tell anything in the water when I'm using it, but it's just kind of a preventive maintenance and to go through it, and we'll see how much buildup there actually is in there of any calcium. Now, the way that you normally do that is you use vinegar. For a 6-gallon hot water heater, you're going to need about 3 gallons of white vinegar. You can purchase it at your local grocery store, Walmart, etc., whichever is easiest. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can actually do this. You can get, if you wanted, a little fitting that fits into your drain plug, where your drain plug would normally fit. Attach that to a hose and then pour the vinegar in. So what you're doing, I'll turn the camera so you can see it here. Our plug is right here. You'd attach the hose there. It'd come out here with a funnel. You'd then fill it, and it would actually backfill your hot water tank. And then you would fill it with water until the 6 gallons is full and let it sit overnight. Now, we're going to try something a little different, because I thought not everybody's going to know what fitting they need. Does the local hardware store have it? Maybe you're in a campground far out from somewhere and you've noticed a taste in the water, or you've noticed some calcium buildup in it, and you decide you want to do it while you're camping overnight, and maybe you don't have a hardware store close. So we thought of something different. I'm going to bring the camera over with us here. What I thought we would try to do is actually use our winterization tube. So I've disconnected the panel here so I could reach in, pull out our winterization tube, and we're going to suck the vinegar out just as if we were winterizing the unit. Now, we've turned the bypass off. You want to make sure that the bypass is off so that it's feeding directly into the hot water tank, because that's the first spot it's going to actually go and fill, ideally. So this is a bit of a trial and error for us that you get to come along. So we're going to do that. Now, what you're also going to need, if you have a couple of gallons of water, or you can use the jugs after they've been emptied, you can fill them with water and then do the additional 3 gallons of water through that same process. So what we'll do is we're going to actually show you that, fill the tank, let it sit overnight, give it a good 8 to 12 hours, and then in the morning we'll bring you the video of actually emptying it, so you'll be able to experience with us, was there calcium buildup in our case. So what I'm going to do is we'll be right back. I'm going to start the water pump. If you happen to have a helper that could start it, great. If you have a remote app, you can do that as well. Ours is on the phone that we're actually shooting this with. So we'll bring you back and show you what it's like to actually pump it directly into the unit. Okay, so we have started our water pump. We put it in our jug, and it's just gonna take a second and then start siphoning away. And we're gonna wanna go through all 3 jugs. And what I will do is we'll go through the 3 jugs. I'll show you with the water, and you want to make sure that your pressure relief valve is open. If you like, then you'll be able to see when it gets to the top. Anyways, I won't bore you with siphoning through all of the vinegar, but this just gives you a little idea and how quickly it happens as we're already through our first jug, and it's as easy as simply switching them around and allowing it to continue. So we'll bring you back in a moment. All right, so we have filled our tank with the vinegar, topped it up with water, and we've now had it sit all night long. So we're now the next morning. When we open this, if there's been that calcium buildup inside, we're going to see kind of a white liquidy, white milky kind of liquid come out overall. Now, you are going to need, if you have an Atwood Dometic like we have, a 24 millimeter, or I believe it's a 15/16 socket in order to take the plastic drain plug out. Now, when I take the drain plug out, I like to leave the pressure relief valve closed until I've removed it. It just, by doing that, it slows the amount of air coming into the tank. So the first few seconds after it's removed, you don't get a massive gush of water as you do when you open up the pressure relief valve. So I take out the plug, and then I open the relief drain to pull it out, and we'll take a look and see if there's any chunks of calcium as well. So very straightforward. And you want to make sure you don't replace the drain plug with a metal plug, because this is an aluminum tank and it doesn't like the different metals. Now I'm going to be ready to step back, because you can get soaked like that. Okay, so as I've said in previous videos, you know, we try to bring you what I'm doing without doing tons of editing around. Now, I did relieve a little bit of pressure off the tank. As you can see from the amount that splashed out, a little more pressure probably needed to be relieved. So just a little learning tip for you guys. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is the first time I'm actually sanitizing this hot water tank. So there was a little more pressure with the vinegar and the reaction that it was having. Now, the nice thing you'll notice from the video shot is that the water and the vinegar coming out was pretty clear, which means that we didn't have a ton of buildup. And as I watched it drain beyond what you're seeing in the video, I didn't want to bore you with the full drain. I didn't really see a ton of calcium clumps or anything coming out. So that is actually a really good sign. We've had very little buildup inside. So do you need to sanitize your water tank every year? Not really, but it depends where you're going. If you think there's a lot of minerals in the water, a lot of calcium, and you're getting that buildup, then yes, you'll want to do it every year and keep it running optimally. Realistically, for what the cost of 3 gallons of vinegar costs and the little bit of time, not a big deal. I'm probably going to be doing it every second year, likely, depending on the amount of usage. And if you're having a year where you're not going out and camping as much, maybe you'll push it to every third year. Anyways, now basically what we'll want to do is run some fresh water through this, just give it a final rinse, get any of that remaining vinegar out, and then you're ready to go. So we're going to replace the plug. We're going to do that. So once we've drained it the first time, I like to rinse out the tank once or twice. So you can do that either with a jug of water through your water pump, the same way we put vinegar in the tank, or you can hook up your city water hose and fill up the tank that way. So as I mentioned, release a good amount of pressure. The first time I didn't quite release enough. And then what you'll be able to do is take your socket and then start to remove the actual drain plug, and this will just help flush any remaining vinegar out of the system. itself and give you a really good look at, is the water nice and clear? Are there any remaining bits coming out overall? And that way, you know, you don't have any vinegar left, and you'll see from the water it's super clear. If you want to make sure, you can actually take a bit and just sniff it. I don't smell any vinegar left in there. That way you know that you've actually flushed out the tank of that vinegar really well, so it's just not sitting in there consistently. I've actually done this twice. Once pumping water in through the pump just to clear any vinegar out of that line that might have been sitting, and then once with the city water hose. And what's nice is, as you watch, you'll notice, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't see a lot of calcium, and just in case it broke loose with the rinsing, I'm still not seeing calcium pieces. I found the video helpful. It's down to earth. It's something you can do at home. And if you like the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe. We'll try to bring you more videos from our dealership experience. And again, I was not a technician at the dealership. I oversaw, understood, but I want to bring you videos that you can do at home, and then leave the items, to the more professional, more difficult items, to your dealer to let them handle. But some of these small maintenance items you can do yourself. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and just make sure you live life to the fullest each and every day. Take care.